What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 22 of the War Room Podcast. I am continuing to be your super happy riding cloud nine host, Andy, and alongside me we got another guy who's been baptized by Bill's Mafia and is part of the crew, Rob. So what's going on, Rob? How you doing?
Dude, two more to go. Two more to go. Let's do it.
It's just fantastic to me. I mean, the thing that makes it insane is that everybody continues to doubt, which is fine. I'm fine with it. I'm 100% included. Mm-hmm. But I was 100% on board with the Buffalo Bills winning if the Buffalo Bills did exactly what I needed them to do, and they did. If you make Lamar Jackson a passing quarterback, what happens?
Yep.
Bad things happen. He can't pass. He can't stay in the pocket. Every time that they had a big play or a big pass, it's because he ended up scrambling, spinning around in circles in the pocket, and then throwing the ball. He can't do any. He can't be a regular quarterback, and that's what's going to hurt them in the long run, and it's really killing his progression. Like, he's not going to be an elite level quarterback until he's able to stand in the pocket and throw.
You know which member of the Bills, in my opinion, is the MVP?
Who's that?
Now, I'm not taking anything away from Josh Allen. Love the guy. You know I do. Leslie Frazier.
Fantastic.
What a job he's doing, dude. You know? He's scheming perfectly. You know what I love about the Bills' defense is the fact that every week it's different. He's not shoving anything down anyone's throat. Every player's being utilized to their strengths, which is incredible and rare in the NFL. Man, every week you guys are running a different type of scheme. I love it. Sorry, every week we run a different type of scheme. I gotta get used to that. I'm sorry. It's awesome. Good for him, man. Good for him. I hope to God he doesn't go to Houston.
That was part of the thing I was going to say. Good for him, bad for him at the same time, because then Houston's like, wait a second, like, you have coaching experience? Wait a second, you just called a great game? Wait a second, we're going to bring you in for an interview. But it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy to think that the Bills are one win away from going to the Super Bowl. I think the Super Bowl matchup would be great against Green Bay TV-wise. I think that would be fantastic. I mean, the Bucs, it has a whole bunch of TV-wise because of Tom Brady. Again, we can't escape Tom Brady. We're the Bills. Tom Brady has our number. Whatever it may be. I mean, all in all, I'm going to be nervous. I'm going to be doubting myself the entire day when I watch the game. But one, I'm happier that it's earlier. It's at 6:40, so my old ass can stay awake. And two, there's a whole bunch of storylines that are going to piss me off this entire week leading up to it. And I just need the game to happen. I just need the game to happen. I'm so sick and tired of hearing everybody say, well, you know, Pat Mahomes this, Pat Mahomes that. Yeah, Pat Mahomes looked like he turned into Alex Mack from the old Nickelodeon show, where when he got that concussion to that pinched nerve, he went straight wobble knees. Like, it's bad. People are saying that they should end up canceling the game or pushing the game back until he's healthy. No, you shouldn't. Would you do the same for Josh Allen? Absolutely not. So I just think the game needs to be played. It's going to be a tough game either way, but whatever. That's the NFL. That's what makes it great.
They're human, man.
Exactly.
They're human. You can beat them, you know? Man, the one good thing I think that Paul Guenther did was kind of show the world how to kind of slow down that offense. And it's impossible to stop them. You're not going to stop them. They're going to score points, and that's okay.
Right.
You know? But holding a couple touchdowns to field goals, just a couple times, honestly, getting pressure without blitzing, you know, is huge against them. So it's possible, man. Yeah. It's possible.
I mean, we'll see. And then, I mean, just to talk about the other side briefly, I mean, I know the Saints and the Bucs game was just tough to watch from a standpoint of both teams just looked bad. I mean, both quarterbacks are old. Tom Brady Tom Brady was doing what Tom Brady does to win Super Bowls. Dink and dunk, get down the field, score points, defense carried it. It was just tough to watch. It's sad to see, though, that, like, this is how Breeze is going to go out. Like,
did you feel like you were cutting onions at the end of that game? A little bit?
When I saw Tom Brady on the field with his with Breeze's kids throwing passes, it's like, crap. It's like, oh, crap.
Yeah, same.
It's just like, dang it. I still remember the picture, too, of Breeze when he won the Super Bowl and he held up his kid. And, like, his kid now was running routes with Tom Brady on the field, like after the game. And it's just like, oh,
Breeze is one of the best to ever do it, man. He really is.
yeah. And it's still shame on the Chargers for what you did to, you didn't want to sign him. All right. Good job,
How about the
guys.
Dolphins?
Mm,
The Dolphins failed his physical.
I forgot about that. Good job, Miami. Keep it going, boys. Keep it going, Dolphins. Keep doing what you're doing on the track of
But
the.
speaking about the NFC, though, have you ever seen, and this is an honest question because I don't know that I have you ever seen a quarterback play better than Aaron Rodgers is right now?
He's out of his mind, man.
I don't know that I've ever seen one play better than he is right now.
And the thing that's insane for Aaron Rodgers, and I know I always revert back to Josh Allen type stuff, but the thing that is making Aaron Rodgers so great right now is their running game is playing out of its mind.
Yeah.
And they have two running backs that are just destroying the league. And then, I mean, Dylan is starting to possibly come on a little bit. He's still a big chooch, can't hit a hole if it was right in front of him. But it's just amazing to see that. Like now, look how
That
dangerous.
bothers you so much.
I don't know, but look
It
how
bothers
dangerous.
you so much.
He's so dangerous now that he has a running game. And that's like the Bills don't have a running game right now. Josh Allen's throwing the ball around the yard. That's what Aaron Rodgers is doing. He throws the ball around the yard, and then he's just like, you know what? My arm's a little sore this one play. I'm just going to hand it off like the next 5 in a row. And they just charge down the field. It's insane.
Jones is running, man. He's running.
Jones is running. Williams is running. That offensive line is humming.
Yep.
I mean, you're doing it with wide receivers that you have one high round guy and the other one's, I mean, Lazard is he was an undrafted free agent. Valdez Scanling was a late round. Equidemius St. Brown was, I think, a 6th or 7th rounder. Like, it's just a bunch of guys. I mean, they're tight end, Tunyon, undrafted. Like, it's just a whole bunch of guys that he put together and he just makes better. And that's just why he's the elite of the elite right now, quarterback.
I just don't think I've ever seen a quarterback play better than he is right now.
No.
I don't think I have.
It's insane. It's like playing those like NFL blitz games. Like he's hiking the ball, turning around backwards, and then flicking his wrist under his arm and throwing like a 90-yard bomb. It's just wild. It's wild. But it makes for some good football this weekend. I mean, that all the storylines are there on that side. I think Green Bay is going to run away with it.
Me too.
I know Green Bay got smoked earlier in the year, but I just don't.
It got out of hand early though. In that game, so I whatever.
It was early, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for this weekend. I think the big thing that I want to talk about with you is just the coaching hires. Man, we did a good job, huh?
To be fair, I think we did a better job.
To be fair, we should have been the ones hiring coaches. Like I think we combined out of all of us, I think we got one right. I think I got Arthur Smith right. But outside of that,
it ain't done yet.
I know it's not done yet. But the crazy thing is, and let me ask you this question before we dive in on it: how I never thought it would affect the hiring process, but the fact that the Bills and the Chiefs are still playing right now. None of the Bills coaching staff has been hired for a head coaching job, and they had 2. None of the Chiefs coaching staff have been hired for a head coaching job, and they had 1 guy leading the pack.
Kafka too was rumored.
Kafka a little bit, but
yeah,
like, why does that weigh in? Why do you think that weighs into these guys not getting the job? Granted, we're not in the interview room. We don't know that maybe Dable bombed his interview. Like, we don't know that, but I feel like it's just weird to see that these coaches aren't getting hired. They're getting looked over, and they're supposed to be the cream of the crop.
So the problem is, if you want to call it a problem, I guess it is. It's not so much waiting for the coach to be finished. The problem is rounding out the staff. So if you hire Bieniemy or you hire Dable, okay, the problem isn't so much when you get them. The problem is, okay, the season's over, all the other spots are filled, all the other staffs are filled. Now they have a lot less to choose from for their staff, for the coordinators, for the position coaches. That's the problem, in my opinion. I don't think it's so much. I don't think the GMs and owners care when they're getting their head coach in-house. I think it's the coordinators and such, the players, like not the players, the coaches that, kind of round out the staff, those are the ones that you want to have first choice on them.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, but it always just weirds me out. It's like in baseball, you want the greatest head coach and a good support staff around him. I mean, it's just like in any sport. I don't even know why I said baseball, but any sport, like your head coach is going to be the guy that rights the ship. And it's just that you're taking someone quicker because you want to round out the next best offensive coordinator, the next best defensive coordinator, this, that, and the other thing. I just feel like some of these coaches that were hired were just swing and misses. I mean, granted, I understand like why they're doing it, but like, I don't know. It's based on opinion in my eyes, where I don't like the hiring of head coaches that don't have play calling experience. And then again, Bieniemy doesn't have super play calling experience, but at the same time, it's just like some of these just came completely out of left field.
I have two misses that I feel strongly about, and I have one that I don't like, but I'm not going to call it a miss because everybody else was high on him. And then I have three that I think are hits.
Right.
So we'll start with the misses. We're going to agree on this one. Urban Meyer, come on. Like,
Yeah.
what is the infatuation with just switching in and out? Like just constantly reshuffling head coaches. Like, I understand that this is the NFL now for him. I get that. But like, why? Like, why?
The thing that gets me with Urban Meyer is like, I'm a Florida Gator fan. So I'll be biased and say like, I loved Urban Meyer when he was there. He said, I'm done with coaching. I don't have it anymore. Don't like it. My health, want to spend time with my family. Boom. All of a sudden, whoa, I'm the healthiest guy on earth. Like, I'm ready to coach again. Let's go to Ohio State. Oh, done with coaching. I don't like it anymore. I'm going to be an analysis. I'm going to do this. Whoa, wait, no, I'm the greatest coach on earth again. I'm going back to coaching. I'm going to the Jags. I just don't get it. And then the staff that he's trying to put together is made up of all of like the people that got kicked off of the first episode of Survivor. Like the coaches that he was looking at are just complete trash. There was rumors that Chris Ash was supposed to be the defensive coordinator. Chris Ash was good with him at Ohio State. Ohio State on that defense, you had over 10 first-round picks. Jacksonville Jaguars, you have one first-round pick a year. So you mean to tell me you're going to put Chris Ash as your defensive coordinator, who went to Rutgers and sucked, and then went to Texas and sucked, and the head coach got fired, to now possibly bring him on? Same with Charlie Strong. Charlie Strong just got hired there, and he's been complete garbage. So, I mean, I thought that hire was just complete trash for Urban Meyer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with an F on that one.
Oh my God, absolute F. And I understand why people are like, well, it's going to work because he gets Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence is right out of college, and he's a college guy. He's not coaching the same level of players. It's not like he's going and staying on kids' couches and being like, come play for the Jags. You have what is called a draft, and it doesn't work that way. Oh,
I feel like Khan really screwed this up, man.
it was bad.
But not even like what we talked about last week, though, coming out and saying I have all control of player personnel.
Yeah.
Oh, and then bringing in Trent Baalke after the 49ers fiasco with Harbaugh. Like, dude, you were literally handed. You could argue, okay, and we lived through it, okay. You could argue that Trevor Lawrence is the most hyped up quarterback in the history of our lifetime.
Yeah.
You can argue that, okay?
For sure.
Why do this? Why? You make the job less attractive by doing what you did. You bring in Urban Meyer with all the other choices that are out there. Okay? Like, dude, he could have done anything. He could have gotten pretty much anyone because he has the money and he has the prizes. They have pieces on that team.
Yep.
Why? Oh, God. I don't get it. I really do not get it.
You bring in a guy who's only coached at the college level. Granted, he could kill it in the NFL, so we could be wrong, and 90% of the time we are. But you bring a guy from college to go to the pro. Trevor Lawrence is coming from college to go play in the pros where it's a completely different game, and you have zero experience helping him get there. They're both learning. That's just setting Trevor Lawrence up to be a complete bust.
And Baalke, too.
Absolutely.
No, and now there were rumors, and they were obviously just rumors because I don't even think he like nothing of this came into fruition, but there were rumors about Dabo Swinney. Okay.
I don't mind that.
No, I don't mind that either. And I understand why he didn't, and I understand why they didn't, but that one wouldn't be getting the same type of critique from us, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Completely different situation. But yeah, man, I give the Jaguars a strong F. That was a horrible move, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, moving on to the next one, we'll just rip through all of them. I mean, the Falcons, I don't really need to touch on much, so we can touch on that briefly. I mean, Arthur Smith is exactly who I said, and I think it was a good pick for them. I think their biggest thing that they got to figure out now is what the hell are they going to do with their two main players. So Ryan and Julio, it's not set in stone that they're both going to be back. I mean, cap hits and stuff I haven't looked at again, but that's unique. But I think it was a great hire. I think that if they both stay there based upon the roster that they have, that's the type of coach that you want. An offensive coordinator mind who got Ryan Tannehill to be at the cream of the crop of what he is. Bring that to Atlanta. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I have that as my not other miss, but and I know I talked about it a little bit. My concern is that 95% of NFL coaches are stuck in their ways. And I complain about it all the time, but their system is their system. And it's we're going to fit all these players into my system and I'm going to run it my way. You can't help but look at Arthur Smith and think that this guy's not a victim of his own success, because who is going to be your Derrick Henry in Atlanta? Okay. Now, granted, Julio and Calvin Ridley, phenomenal. You can argue the best duo in the league. You could argue that. This year, with the receivers that you had in Tennessee, Smith had them playing very physical. They play very physical football. These guys are strict, beat off the line, defenders get off me. These guys use their bodies better. Their body control for those two receivers are potentially the best. Okay. You can't ask Calvin Ridley to be that guy. He's a phenomenal wide receiver. He's not a strength guy.
Right.
He's not. That's not who he is. And that's okay. Arthur Smith's going to have to change his system, and 95% of coaches don't. So that's my concern there. And again, that's not his fault that he had Derrick Henry. It's not his fault that he had all these guys. Did a phenomenal job with Tannehill. That's my concern. He's going to have to show that he's willing to adapt, and a lot of coaches aren't.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Which one do you want to touch on next?
What the hell's going on with the Eagles?
The Eagles think they're the smartest kid in class. Like, the Eagles show up with their math book in hand. They sit down, they take out their graphing calculator, and then they realize they're in history. Like, that's what the Eagles. I like that. That's what good. The Eagles are doing. They're thinking that they're 17 steps ahead. That's why they drafted another quarterback this past year, and they're doing all this, and they're so smart. I think that is the dumbest move. I think they hired a coach that never called plays. He was on the Colts. I get it. I understand where everybody's like, well, one of the rumored places that they were going to trade Wentz is to the Colts. So let's bring their offensive coordinator over. Psych, their offensive coordinator is their head coach. So, swing and a miss here.
Know what he is, though? Know what he is? A yes man.
Oh.
Howie Roseman's running that team.
Into the ground.
It's a shame, man. It really is. The rumors, again, using the word rumors, are that they only interviewed coaches that wanted to stick with Wentz. And that's what you got. So,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Wentz still has all the tools and potential to continue to play at a high level that he used to. You have to figure out if his head is still in it. But I feel like you should have got a coach that has done it a little bit more. Somebody that is a little bit more advanced, somebody that can actually call the plays or did call plays. But
who's taking that job, though, that's in that position? Who's doing it?
Honestly, that job is still open in my eyes right now. I have no idea who should take that job right now.
Nobody will take it if they're going to be told what to do. That's why Balky's in Jacksonville. Nobody's going to take the GM job there.
Oh.
You're not making decisions.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Do you trade Hurts?
If you can, why not?
What do you get for him?
Second.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason not to get the same value, if not more. Second and fourth, second and fifth.
Interesting.
He's a proven NFL starting quarterback now. Not proven that he's great, but he played snaps and he knows how to get the ball out from center. Yeah. But I mean, on from the Eagles, we can touch on the Jets. I mean, the Jets, it's not a swing and miss. It's not a
I love it.
run. I mean, I think it's a good call because the Jets defense was terrible. I think it really all just depends on what they're going to do with Sam Darnold. I mean, and their offensive coordinator, how he's going to deal with what's going on.
He's coaching the Shanahan system, huh? I like that.
He's doing his best to do so. So it'll be good. I mean, he's a great defensive mind. I think he has the right personality for the New Jersey market where they're located. So,
atta baby, man, I like it. It's honestly, and I know you disagree because you're in the division, but I feel bad for Jets fans.
Nope.
So yeah, I don't blame you. But man, I felt like his interview was the exact opposite of what Gase's interview was. Gase's interview was basically a comedy show. You knew the second he stepped in front of the camera and did that weird eye thing, he lost the job. The team, it was done.
Oh yeah.
The second he did that, man, Salah's up there like Diesel, man, like just like a diesel ass dude. Like he's just ready to go. I love it.
He's the second most diesel ass coach that got hired.
Ooh.
You want to talk about some diesel ass dude? I'm gonna say Dan Campbell. Dude talking about biting kneecaps off.
Also, by the way, when I heard that,
I love it.
Tell me that you didn't think of like a throwback Little John Pastor Troy song. Not sponsors of this show, by the way. Like I just immediately thought like bite your kneecaps off. Just immediately thought that. That's my impression.
I loved it. As soon as I heard it, I'm like, this guy is gonna be a meme the entire
Love it.
He's gonna maybe they have a great team and like he turns into the next coach where everyone's just like he's gonna fire something off. Like he could be what's his name for Mississippi State, Mike Leach. Like he could be that type of coach in the NFL, and I'm all for it. I don't understand the hire. I mean, granted,
I like it. I'm fine with it. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Detroit is doing some good things though.
They're going quiet. They're going slow play, which is fine.
Love Aaron Glenn as a defensive coordinator. Love that move. Phenomenal move. Their new GM is a whiz kid, dude. He was a real big Ozzie Newsome guy. Ozzie Newsome loved him. I'm all in with what Detroit's doing. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah. So it's good. I think this brings us down to our last one where I just want to send a personal thank you to Chargers Nation. Like, thank you guys. Like, thank you for being impatient. Thank you for just ruining this. I mean, you should probably thank them too. I love everyone's.
I am. Although I do like this.
I don't.
I do like the move. But thank you also, Chargers Nation, for taking Joe Barry. I appreciate that. So the family reunion is over in Vegas. So thank you. Much love. I like it. Man, there were so many of these coaches that I just wasn't expecting to be in this position, to be honest. And that's probably, and you probably weren't either, which is why we didn't talk about any of them. Mm-hmm. Like, he did a great job with the Rams, with their defense. He did a very good job. My opinion on defensive-minded head coaches, very specific situations. If not, I don't like it. But, man, you got to remember he has a lot of experience as a QB coach. So he claims he's going to utilize Herbert to his strengths. Hopefully he does. Because Herbert's a special tool, man. So I like it personally.
I think I'm not, and I've been negative a lot on all these ones because I'm bitter because they didn't pick more coaches I did. But I think the reason why I don't like it as much is for the reasons why people keep saying that they hired him. Outside media, where it's like he's from the Sean McVay coaching tree. Can we get off that coaching tree? Can we stop with that coaching tree? Can we continue to, like, Sean McVay's a good coach. I get it. He's not the world's greatest coach of all time that you're poaching the coaching tree. He doesn't have that respect yet in the league. He's still young. And I get that. And people can say, well, look at what he's done in his short period of time. I understand that. I'm just from the old school mindset and mentality where it's like, you can't continue to say that a guy who hasn't been coaching for 10 years in a head coaching role, that he's like it's coming from his tree. Like it's just a cup of coffee that he had with the Rams, and then now he's the Chargers head coach. Where it's like, yeah, anybody in their right mind would take a job with Sean McVay as like water boy, because somebody may look at you, the Miami Dolphins may be like, man, he's Sean McVay's water boy. Let's give him the head coaching job. Like that annoys the hell out of me. And I'm so
Totally agree with you. And honestly, on the other side of the ball, you can say the same thing about the cover 3 guys. When did the Seahawks win the Super Bowl? 2014 was when Legion of Boom was created, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. They're still going. They're still getting picked up by everybody, mainly coordinators. But like this cover 3 thing is not, it's not groundbreaking anymore.
No.
But they're all over the place.
They're insane. All over. It's insane. Ugh. And then I mean, we could touch on the last coaching job.
Why? Nothing's changed since the last time we talked about it.
No one wants to even touch that job.
Why should they?
Oh man, I love it.
For Cesario, man.
Huh?
Feel bad for him. Cesario, the GM.
Yeah.
Feel bad for him. Took that job right in the middle of that stuff going on. Now, unbelievable.
I don't know what's going to happen, and I think he's not going to play another snap there. I think he's done.
Yeah, agreed.
Let me ask you, what's the right number of first-round picks for him, and what's the right number of first-round picks for him, and would you do it?
One, yeah. Wait, so would I do it from the Texans' point of view or from the team's point of view?
Team's point of view.
That's tough because I need to know the situation. Give me the team.
So right now, Jets are the favorite. If I'm the Jets, no, but that's also because I believe in Sam Darnold.
Same. I'm not doing it.
Miami's the second in the rankings, which can we not trade him to the fucking AFC East, please? Thank you. But
in a heartbeat. And I know we talk about this every week, but in an absolute heartbeat.
Okay, let's skip that. Let's go Bears. And the rumor that the number that I'm hearing out there is people are saying like 6 first-round picks, and I don't think any player is worth 6 first-round picks.
Nobody is saying 6.
I don't think even 3 first-round picks.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing 3.
No, I still think
you exaggerate.
I think 2.
I'm not going to insult you because I'm going to get in trouble. So forget it.
I think
that was
2.
A mild exaggeration by you. I can
2.
see 3. Chicago.
No chance for 3.
I don't. Chicago. The problem is finances more so than picks in Chicago.
The only team that I'd be okay doing 3 first-round picks is Miami Dolphins, because I have 2 first-round this year, 1 next year, so it's just 2 drafts. Missing out on the first round on 3 drafts, I would never do it.
But let's say Chicago found a way to re-sign Allen Robinson and got Deshaun Watson.
I mean, with that defense, they're instantly in contention to make playoffs and make some noise.
You need first-round picks. And to be honest, man, to be completely honest with you, Khalil Mack's his contract is movable.
Ugh.
In all seriousness,
you
can do it, and you'd get those picks back.
No, I
would do it, man. I'm sorry, I would do it. I would really do it. Somebody will give you at least a first for Khalil Mack.
Speaking of crazy picks and signings, did you see where Haskins went?
I like it.
Did you see, so it's a 1-year deal, and I'm going to get this wrong, but you probably know more about it. It's a 1-year deal. If he ends up getting cut or waived, or after the year somebody picks him up, the Steelers get compensated pick-wise?
No.
Something along those. I was trying to read
I mean, for a compensatory pick, potentially.
That's I was seeing something earlier.
I'll be honest, I didn't look at it, but that would have to be some form of compensatory pick. But
either way, I think it's a great signing. I think it's a good spot for him. We keep talking about a first-round quarterback going there. I said Sam Darnold should go there, but
so an interesting one, and I'll put Haskins in this too. If you're the Steelers, all right, would you rather have Haskins sit behind Roethlisberger for a year, unload Roethlisberger's contract, give Haskins a shot in 2022, and potentially bring someone else in? Or not sign Haskins, draft Mac Jones, because that's what's in your spot where they're kind of lined up right now, and do the same thing with him, but use a first-round pick on him.
Option 2. In a
Really?
heartbeat.
You're
Yeah.
taking Mac Jones
Yeah.
and your first-round pick. I'm going Haskins and keeping my first.
See,
Absolutely.
I don't trust right now unless Haskins can prove me wrong, and of course I give him no chance to prove me wrong. That's my problem right now. In my head, if I was with the scenario and somebody held a gun to my head right now and said Haskins or Mac Jones, I'm taking Mac Jones. I'm taking.
Well, no. Okay, well that's different. That's not really what I'm asking. Haskins at a first or Mac Jones? That's the question, because in order to get Mac Jones, you got to spend it first.
Steelers too need a lot of help, so the first round pick would.
And their cap situation is rough, man.
Yeah, I mean, thinking that way, I wasn't thinking that way, so that's my fault. Thinking that way, probably I would do Haskins in the first. I was wrong.
Huh?
You heard me. I said it twice, so I'm done.
Whew.
And with that, it brings us to the end of our episode.
Yeah.
But no, I would take Haskins in the first, just because they have so much help that they need on the offensive line, and there's going to be decent offensive linemen late in the first that they can plug and play. And I mean,
there's a lot of offensive linemen coming out this year, man. There's some goodies.
There's cream of the crop, and then there's ones that are like they could be good, should be good, but we don't really know. But there's probably at the end of the day, there's probably going to be a whole bunch that are super good, but we just don't have enough on. But yeah. It is what it is. But like I said, if this brings us to the end of this week's episode, a little bit later in the week we did this episode, we'll get back to normal routine.
Hold on. I want a prediction. I want a legitimate prediction for this weekend. A real prediction. Start with the NFC.
Score-wise or just winner?
Yeah, give me the score. What the hey?
28-10 Packers.
Ooh. Wow. All right. And? You're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to do it.
59-57, double overtime, Buffalo.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the Bills go to the Super Bowl, man, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
Oh, God. And if they lose, you are going to lose your mind, because this is the first time you've ever picked them to win anything.
Yeah. No, the only reason why I'm picking them right now is just because I think that they're playing with that much swagger that they have right now. They're so tired of listening to everybody continually just badger and beat them down, where it's just like, you know what? Let's make it to the last game possible where nobody can talk any trash and just basically say, good team versus good team. Let's go.
I love it.
So,
and are we beating Green Bay?
That we'll have to see what players make it to Green Bay. We have a decent amount of injuries right now.
All right,
but none as bad as Pat Mahomes, who's the hero among us.
Well, anything is possible.
Dude, if Henny comes in the game, we're going to lose. Guarantee. If Henny's the starter, we lose. But we'll leave it at that. So be sure to follow us, guys, on Instagram and on Twitter at @_War Room 33.
And subscribe, like us on YouTube, and comment, suggestions, please. Let's go. Bills Mafia. Have a good one.
Let's get it. Till next week.
Later.